Hey, shalom, viewing audience. This is Israel United in Christ, and this is the Writings on the Wall radio show.
That's right.
Hey, to my right,
Officer Obadiah. Look.
Shalom, Israel. Officer Elijah.
Shalom, Officer Samson.
All right, Israel, I'm Officer David. Shalom.
man, IT, if you don't turn that mess down.
Right.
Goodness.
This is your place for end time news.
Jeez.
That's right.
All praise to the Most High. We back with another show, man. We back. Hey, David.
You already know, Cap.
What, bro?
Hey, it's a lot going on this week, man. There's a lot going on in the earth.
A lot of cooning going on, bro.
It is. On the Mike Tyson didn't flinch when a gun was pulled on him. He might be a whole New Yorker because that brother did not flinch.
I know.
All right, we still got the weather on the earthquakes and tsunamis going on.
All right, yeah. Who else got something?
That was born.
Yeah, it's born. Go ahead, Levi. Let me hear from you.
I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm happy seeing what's going on because that show you our time is closed.
All right, that's motivational.
Yes.
You get a point.
You see the Ukraine and Russia, things are still getting more intense. And then you see the Chinese, they try to get China to pick the side, and China playing smart.
Mm-hmm.
He's not saying anything. He keep it neutral, but we all know where China stand. So all that, what you see going on, Israel, this is the time that you should get your popcorn. Get your mind right, though. You gotta get your mind right.
You all right. You all right, officer.
Better get your popcorn.
Yeah.
All right, hey, let's get to it, man. With our news segment, before we dive into it, play the clip.
Hey. This was biggest scoop.
Coon of the Week brought to you by Writings on the Wall radio show.
Right.
Yeah, man, let's get into it, man. I ain't gonna lie, this one's kind of sad, right? But our people need that reality check. They need that Negro wake-up call, man.
Yes,
All right, so let's go ahead and play the clip. Hey, let me give you a little backstory. There's something called the NFL draft. They have pro days and things of that nature, right? So right now is the season for pro days. I believe they already had the NFL combine.
Right.
All right, so this is when the collegiate athletes get to showcase their skills to the NFL owners and coaches.
Right.
All right, sometimes you got brothers that attend the NFL Combine, and you got ones that have pro day when the coaches will actually go to their school so they can display their skills in front of them, right?
Right.
So this was at Michigan's pro day. All right, he had all his coaches out there, all the scouts. They came to see him, and this is not just a normal prospect. Right. This is the #1 linebacker in the draft, projected, right?
Right.
Now, after giving you that background, let's play the clip.
Bring it out.
Play it. Look at him move. Look at him.
You see me working? Oh, my leg.
But what happened is that while he's completing the drill, he tore his Achilles. Now, go back to the clip, and I want you to see what type of care the white man had for the brother who just tore his Achilles.
Bring it out.
Play the clip.
He going hard.
He going like he from Americas.
He was giving all he got.
Now, you would think this Edomite about to go help him out. What'd he do?
Hell no, this football been on the ground.
Look at the cameraman.
Bam.
All right.
Hand in the pocket.
Like he wasn't even there. And this is on live TV.
Wow.
This is on live TV. Now, this say, dang, y'all heartless Coon of the Week. I'm going to show you why, all right? I can't say I wasn't in that lifestyle at one point. I didn't make it that far or anything like that. But, yeah, I used to love the Greek fashions until I learned better.
Right.
And that's what we want to see for our people, man.
Right.
What's the one in 2 Maccabees 4 and 15? This is the issue right here. This is why he made Coon of the Week right here. All right, 2 Maccabees 4 and 15. Read that.
2 Maccabees chapter 4 and verse 15.
Come on.
Not setting by the honors of their fathers.
That's what it is. He's not worried about the honors of his fathers. Who is his fathers? Abraham, Isaac, Jacob.
Bring it up.
You understand? All the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's
Right.
That's his lineage. That's his heritage. Those are his forefathers. Read it again.
Not setting by the honors of their fathers.
Come on.
But liking the glory of the Grecians.
But like in what?
The glory of the Grecians, best of all.
Now, that's why he made Coon of the Week, because the glory of the Grecians is what we just saw. Running around in spandex and forsaking God's commandments.
That's right.
To the point where what? You love them so much, but look at how they treated you.
Right.
You had something, officer?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Hey, let me get that in Isaiah chapter 30, verse 12, because this is what he just did was a perfect example of how we used to do in front of slave master.
Mm-hmm.
This is how people had to do. They had to show slave master, I'm strong, I can jump high.
They showed that in what is his name?
Colin
Kaepernick.
Yep.
Yep. They showed that in his documentary.
Right.
That's an excellent documentary. Go ahead.
Read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 12.
Read.
Wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression.
So understand, to despise his word is to not look forward to what your ancestors did, to not look up what your ancestors did and follow their example. You despise this word to follow what Esau put in front of you to seek that glory. Read.
And perverseness, and stay thereon.
Read.
Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach.
God say this is going to be your breach, and that's why things like this happen.
So you saying his Achilles snapping was the breach?
Hey, he didn't put God first. So
Hey, you's a bad man right
all
there.
praise.
Hey, I got one too, Captain.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now David want to wake up.
I do got one. I want to go to 2 Maccabees 6 and 6 real quick.
You say Maccabees?
Yeah, on the Maccabees.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead,
did I
officer. I'm
sound-
gonna get off you, man. Go ahead, do your thing,
Did that
bro.
sound like Levi?
Do your thing, man. I'm gonna get off you.
All right, the 2 Maccabees on the 6 and 6. Because I was in these combines at one on the point in
You know
time.
what?
Like,
Experience is the best teacher. You get a
Right.
point.
like
Right.
Captain said too. All right, we have to all right to realize on the read that.
Basically, you have to realize, David,
We all
right?
we all got to realize.
All right, go ahead.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6 and verse 6.
Read.
Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Read.
And in the day of the king's birth, every month, they were brought by bitter constraint to eat of the sacrifices. And when the feast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus carrying ivy. Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews, that they should observe the same fashions.
Same fashions as the Jews. All right, we are on the compelled to keep the fashions of the Jews. All right, on keeping these on
You
the,
mean Greeks?
Greeks. The Greeks.
Greeks.
All right, on Greeks. All right, I'm sorry. All right, keep the fashions of the Greeks. All right, in these pro days or these combines, man, these players is on the compelled to do their best so they can put on the hat in the draft. Read.
And be partakers of their sacrifices. And whoso would not conform themselves to the manner of the Gentiles.
All right, if you don't want to go hard like the Gentiles want you to go hard, read.
Should be put to death.
You're going to not be taken in these drafts. All right, man, they're going to overlook you on the, like they say, the football done touch the ground and the cameraman going to back away from you and you done tore your whole on the career that you've been working for since you was 8 years old. Read.
Then might a man have seen the present misery. For there were 2 women brought who had circumcised their children.
Oh, all right, no. All right, bro, you reading too much now. Come on now, James. Come on, man. Stay with me. All right, on the read verse, on the 9 again. Read verse 9.
Verse 9. And whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles should be put to death.
Should be put to death. All right, if you have a pro day, all right, and you tear your Achilles, all right, and you're going to be put to death. All right, you're not going to be making the NFL. All right, I played in the other on the league, the NBA. All right, the NBA has a whole combine on it where they bring everybody together. All right, we have individuals on it, but so that if you don't perform like you're supposed to perform, you're going to be put to death, and you're not going to make that league on like they want you to.
Hey,
Go
but
ahead,
real
Cap.
talk. Hey, yeah, that's some history that happened to our people. There was literal sense. We were put to death. But like the officer was trying to allude to is that death in, in this society to the black man is not making it to the NBA. It's not making it to the NFL.
Right.
That's everything to them. All right. So like we read earlier, our issue is that we forsake God's commandments and his ways for sports, for football, whether it be basketball. So, hey, that's why he gets tagged the Coon of the Week, because you got to come back to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. You know what he's going to do, right? He's going to try to do like what Adrian Peterson did.
Rehab.
Rehab. I got to make it because this right here, football, this society. Give me that in Sirach chapter 38 real quick. Sirach chapter 38 and was it 32? Is that what I want? I'll show you.
34.
34, thank you. All right, read that for me.
The book of Sirach, chapter 38 and verse 34. But they will maintain the state of the world.
Right, that's the issue. That's what the officer was trying to allude to right there. It says that he would maintain the state of the world. Read.
And all their desire is in the work of their craft.
He doesn't care about serving the Most High.
Right.
He cares about making it to the league.
Right.
All right, and like officer said, he's going to feel like his whole life was a disappointment because he didn't make it. Now, hey, for the sake of time, let's go to the next one, man. Let's go to the next one. What else we got? Nah, that ain't it. Yeah, that is the next one. Man, I was telling the brothers, I said, don't play this before the show because I can only take this once. The level of coonery in this clip is mind-boggling. For those who've already seen it, don't tell the brother, sister to your right. Just sit back and be astonished. All right? That's it. We got a call already? All right, take the call, but we got to play this clip. This is some foolishness right here. All right, hey, Shalom, caller. What's your question or your comment?
Hey, Shalom. Most time, Christ bless, Brother Peter James.
Hey, Shalom, Brother Peter. Where you calling from?
Hey, calling from Chicago in the building.
Chicago.
Chi-town.
All praises. Hey, what's your question or your comment, my brother?
Hey, so I just tuned in. I apologize for coming on late, but I just wanted to. I don't know if the leadership caught this one, but this was posted on the Israelite social, right? It was a high school basketball team that it was in Alabama. They was on their way to win the state championship, and you know what? They didn't even go to the game because of they chose not to play that game on the Sabbath, and they automatically forfeited that game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We did see that. All praises for bringing that thing out, man. They sacrificed for the Most High's laws, even though they don't know who they is just yet. But I did see that in the news. But yeah, excellent. Thank you for sharing that with us today, my brother.
Yes, sir. Hey, Shalom. Most High Christ bless.
Most High Christ bless you. All right. Play the clip, man. Play the clip.
That is the story of how you got to this desk.
All right, stop. Hold on.
He already.
All right, so this is Ketanji Brown Jackson. What's the thing she's running for? What's the Supreme Court, right? Supreme Court Justice. I'm sorry. So she's running for Supreme Court Justice, and she's going through all the trials and everything like that. She's done now, right? I think I read that she's complete, right? Yeah. All right, so you got this brother right here saying his expressions. I don't even want to mention this brother because the level of coonery, it sickens me. I'm not going to lie to you. It's very sickening. All right, but I'm going to let y'all be the judge of it, and I'm going to let these brothers speak on it before I get to it. But play it all the way through. Go ahead.
I and everyone here, generations of folk who came here and said, America, I'm Irish. You may say, no, Irish or dogs need to ply, but I'm going to show this country that I can be free here. I can make this country love me as much as I love it. Chinese Americans first forced into mere slave labor building our railroad.
Stop. He said the Chinese went through slave labor. No, they did not. I'm sorry, bro. We got to bring it out, bro. Right. All of these lies, because you would have some people thinking that the Irish and the Chinese were slaves like us. No, they were not. Bring it out, officer. What were they?
They were
indentured.
Yes. I couldn't pronounce it right.
I understand. I was going to follow you.
Yeah. So with that is they think they could try people with these lies. The Chinese, they were working. They came here for labor. They come up with a quota law because there was a lot of Chinese that was coming here take the jobs. So you can't say they were working for free. 'Cause
Exactly.
if they were working for free, they would have let us go back to Africa.
Right.
They didn't
Right.
want us to go, and they were stopping the Chinese from coming in. So obviously that couldn't be the truth. The same thing with the white people that came here. What did? They give them money so they can go ahead and start. You can't, man. I'm telling you, Esau is the devil, and this brother is the coon of all coons.
Coon of the week. That's why you on the show. All praises. Hey, give me that Daniel 9 and 12 before we get back to the clip.
Bring it out.
Real quick, read that for us.
The book of Daniel, chapter 9 and verse 12.
Come on.
And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us,
Hey, when we play the video, they say the video's low. Let's make sure we get the volume right. Go ahead.
and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven hath not been done, as hath been done upon Jerusalem.
Right, Jerusalem, the Israelites. It said that great evil was our slavery.
Right.
So they're trying to, he's trying to compare Irish and Chinese to what we've been through. That's a kick in the mouth right there.
Right. Bring it out.
And coming from somebody who looks like us.
Bring it up.
All right, go back to the clip.
And what's crazy, Cap, as long as they got somebody like him, Cap, they don't even need to say nothing. He's doing the job for them.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of my life.
Country saw the ugliest of America, but they were going to build their home here and say, America, you may not love me yet, but I'm going to make this nation live up to its promise and hope. LGBTQ Americans, from Stonewall women to Seneca,
My Lord.
hidden figures who didn't even get their play until some Hollywood movie finally talked about them and how they were critical for us defying gravity. All of these people loved America. And so you faced insults here that were shocking to me. Well, actually not shocking. But you are here because of that kind of love.
Oh, goodness.
And nobody's taking this away from you.
Cold-blooded.
What's
But don't worry, my sister.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Mr. Booker. Mr. I've had enough of Mr. Booker right here. What you had, Officer Fire?
What's crazy, Cap, is he named everybody but his people. He even named LGBT, people who made a choice.
It's an agenda. It's an obvious agenda, and the white man's got his hand up his, you know what I'm saying? He is a puppet, bro.
Yes.
He up there.
It was Isaiah 28, man. This is him, so y'all can understand. And I wanted to play it. I just can't take it anymore. Isaiah 28:15, man. This is Mr. Booker right here.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Come on.
Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement.
That's him. He's in agreement with what the white man is pushing here.
That's right.
That's why he was almost at tears, because he really loves America so much that he'll do anything and everything for it. Now, if you're wondering why the Jake sister didn't laugh at him, because I would have been laughing. I was like, nigga, you crazy. You know what I'm saying? Right. You crazy. Go to the picture I had posted. Who's on sound effects today? They sleep? They slack. They're being slack today. Wake up. Blow that up for me.
There you go.
There it is. You see?
That's it.
There it is. Looking like the dad from Get Out. Look at him. That's her husband.
Right.
That's her husband. That's who she's laying in bed with. That discussion. Hey, Obi got mad, bro. Put the camera on Obi, bro.
What the hell?
Let me get 1 Maccabee chapter 11 and 21.
You better say it.
These type of spirit are the one that the nuke have to come for real.
Right.
Those are the one that gonna get destroyed, that mentioned in Isaiah the 13th chapter. Read that for me.
1 Maccabees chapter 11 and verse 21. Then certain ungodly persons who hated their own people.
You see that? Those ungodly person, that goes for that brother that was speaking earlier. Disgusting. You know what I'm saying? People like that. There's a story about back in the day, brothers like that wouldn't make it far. For you to come and
go ahead and bring out that Levi history, bro. I know you want to bring it out. Go ahead and bring it out, officer.
That's it. Don't hold it back.
Jean-Jacques Dessalines is an example.
You see that? You see how quick he went to it, right? Go ahead.
He had his own cousin. His own cousin on the did a weak thing while he was dealing with them, and he shot him. He shot him and killed him. He says a brother like this will cost your life in the battlefield.
Right.
Why am I saying this? Certain spirit you don't want around you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A man like this talking about how the white man make you whole.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? How you couldn't be more perfect than you are today because of the white man. Damn.
Right.
Knowing that this is the same man that's still killing your people every day in the streets, and they get to walk away free.
Right.
And yet here you are saying this is the land of the free.
Damn.
Man, our people, this is crazy.
Obadiah's cooking with fire. Hey, for
Right.
the sake of time, we got to go to the last video, man. We spent a lot of time on Coon of the Week. I understand because it's
a lot of
ridiculous, right?
Coons.
All right, go ahead. Play the last one, man. This is at a comedy club. Watch this. Make sure the volume's up. That's Mike Tyson sitting with his back turned to us with the leather jacket.
And the bald head.
So stop. So he said, Mike, can I get a fade? So he apparently he's challenging Mike Tyson. He's looking intoxicated or high or whatever it may be, right? Go ahead.
Get the fuck up out of here. I'm not playing with you. Get up out of here, bro.
That's the host of the comedy show, right?
I don't give a fuck. Joking, family.
Yeah.
So he pulled out a gun. Now stop. I want y'all to think about this. You got Mike Tyson at a comedy club. So you're pretty confident that if anything pop off with Mike Tyson, it's probably going to circulate around the news, right? Yeah. So he decides to act a fool. Now I'm painting the scenario for a reason. Continue to play. So they trying to get up out of there.
All right.
Listen closely.
All right.
There you go. New York. No, Brownsville. Excuse me. Hey. Shalom.
Nah, bruh. Run that back slightly.
Yeah.
Listen to what he says, family.
Shalom.
So he says Shalom. He know the camera on him now. He up there acting a fool, about to try to fight Mike Tyson, want to pull out a gun, want to act crazy, and then say Shalom at the end of that.
Hey, who man is this?
Don't nobody see nothing wrong with that?
Right.
Sir.
How I see it is that's another tool
setup, bro.
of the enemy. Give me
That's a setup, bro.
watch this. Give me Acts 6 and 10, man. Give me Acts chapter 6, verse 10. The same thing happened during the times of the apostles.
Right.
All right. What they're realizing is that this movement ain't stopping.
That's right.
You understand? This movement not stopping. So what are they going to do? What's going to increase in these last days? Situations like that, and they're going to try to put whose name on it? The Israelites.
Right.
You better read your Bible.
That's what they're going to try to do. Watch this. But we going to put them on camera too and shame them for the crooks that they are too.
Right.
Read what you got.
The book of Acts, chapter 6 and verse 10.
Come on.
And they were not able to resist the wisdom.
Meaning what? They can't resist the wisdom that we bringing out on the street corners.
Right.
There ain't no scripture to prove that Christ is a white man.
Right.
There ain't no scripture to prove that God love everybody.
That's right.
So read it again.
And they were not able to resist the wisdom and the spirit by which he spake.
Come on.
Then they suborned men.
Then they did what?
Suborned men.
Then they hired men. Come on.
Which said, we have heard him speak blasphemous words against Moses.
Meaning what? They hired men to do what? Lie.
Right.
They hired men to lie. Come on.
And against God.
Read.
And they stirred up the people.
And they did what?
Stirred up the people.
And they stirred up the people. Read.
And the elders. And the scribes. And came upon him and caught him. And brought him to the council. And set up false witnesses.
And set up what?
False witnesses.
Read.
Which said, this man ceaseth not to speak blasphemous words against this holy place and the law.
You see that thing right there? So, hey, for the sake of time, we're going to jump into the first topic. But, hey, understand what days we living in, brothers and sisters. Like Elijah always say, this your place for end times news. So, hey, don't be mad. Don't be mad or nothing like that. These things must happen in order for our Messiah to return. All right? All right. Hey, give me the Korea situation in Korea, please. Hey, do me a favor. Put up the first topic so we get the clock rolling. All right, we got another segment that we're gonna roll out today. So I want to get things underway. But pull up the Korea article that I had posted, officer. You know what I'm talking about?
Babylon's confusion.
Babylon's confusion. All right. All right. Read that for me.
This is Newsweek.com. North Korea fires ICBM. South Korea launches missile from air, land, and sea.
You see that thing right there? Was it Deacon Athan, Deacon Malachi? They were just going over that 2 weeks ago, and guess what happens? They are starting to fire ICBMs. You see that thing right there?
You better read your Bible.
Do me a favor. Go to Isaiah 2. Give me Isaiah 2 real quick. Because what you're realizing is as the prophets continue to what? Speak the prophecies, what's going to take place? The angels are going to make sure it comes to pass.
That's right.
All right, Isaiah chapter 2 and, no, 13. I'm sorry, I'm tripping. Isaiah 13. Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 2.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 2.
Come on.
Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Right, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. That's going into us teaching the word of God, rebuking our people. And this movement's gonna grow so big to the point it's gonna go to the president of the United States. It's gonna go to the Senate. It's gonna go to all of these different places. Read.
I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness.
Read.
The noise of a multitude in the mountains.
I'm sorry. It says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones. It's going into who? It's going into the angels.
That's right.
All right. So as soon as the prophets of the Most High continue to bring out these prophecies, guess what takes place? The angels make sure that it gets activated. That's what we're seeing right here. I want you to go back to the article, read the first few paragraphs for me. I'll tell you when to stop.
Shortly after reports emerged that North Korea had tested its first intercontinental ballistic missile since November 2017, South Korea said it conducted a missile test of its own, firing at a target from land, air, and sea.
Go ahead.
South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff announced Thursday that a missile launched from North Korea's western Sunan district near the capital Pyongyang into the Sea of Japan, known to both Koreas as the East Sea.
As the what?
As the East Sea.
It says as the East Sea, read.
Appeared to have been an ICBM, classified as a missile with a range of over 5,500 kilometers and around 3,418 miles.
All right, so let's go to the prophecy, brothers and sisters. I was at 2nd Ezra 15. All right, 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 20. So we see things taking place. We've seen things with Russia, Iran, America, Israel. All right, we see things of that nature. But everybody has got to get involved according to prophecy, right?
Right.
All right, read that.
2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 20.
Go ahead.
Behold, saith God, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east.
It says from the rising of the sun. You know what the rising of the sun is going into? That's going into the far east. That's going into North Korea. That's going into South Korea.
Right.
All right, read that again.
Behold, saith God, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus.
Come on.
To turn themselves one against another.
To do what?
To turn themselves one against another.
So the Most High is going to do this. He's going to turn them one against another. Why? Read.
And repay the things that they have done to them.
And repay the things that they have done to us.
That's
all right? So understand, hey, all praise to the Most High God for putting the spirit on these nations to carry these things out. As we see this, we know what? The end is approaching. All right, so let's dive into today's topic. All right, it says 4 killed in Israel. Read that for me. 4 killed in Israel. You got it? All right.
This is bbcnews.com.
Come on.
Israel, 4 killed in shopping center attack.
Make it bigger, please.
4 Israelis have been killed and several others wounded in an attack in the south of the country, police say. 3 were stabbed to death outside the big shopping center in Beersheba, while a 4th was rammed by a vehicle driven by the assailant, they say. The attacker was shot dead by a bus driver. Israel's internal security agency said the assailant was an Israeli Arab who had once been jailed for supporting the Islamic State group.
You see that? Once again, that's Philistia or Palestine. You understand? activated.
That's right.
You understand? Like it's like Bishop brung out and the deacons brung out, 2 Ezra 15.
Sleeper cell.
Exactly, yeah. That's the Arabians gaining together in wrath. What's that, 29 and 30? Read that again for me. I slipped, I'm bad at quoting. But that's them coming together in wrath against who? Against the little one. Right. Against the little one. All right, go ahead, read that.
2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 29.
Come on.
Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians,
That's the Iranians, read.
raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come, and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
Right, the Amalek, the little ones, the so-called Jews that we're reading right here. So it's showing that their wrath is very, very strong against the fake Jews. You had something, officer?
Yeah. Well, we got to remember that what's going on over there in that land right now is continuous turmoil. Like America done killed some of their high leadership over there, as well as Israeli, who keep making peace treaties with them but breaking it every time because they fighting over God's land right now. Give it down to Ezekiel 36 and 5, because there has been much war over there about that land. Both of those groups are fighting over whose land is it. Read that.
Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 5.
Read.
Thus saith the Lord God, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen,
Read.
and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession.
So even though they're fighting over Idumea, claiming it to be theirs, and in claiming it to be theirs, they keep bombing the Palestinians over there or the Carmanians, and that's creating more and more turmoil. So the Palestinians is not finna lay down. They are known for standing their ground. So we finna see what's gonna happen.
Excellent,
Y'all
excellent. Hey, let's continue. Let's continue. What we got? Forever.
Let's
go to the next tab. I'm sorry. It says Forever Chemicals.
This is AlJazeera.com. 4 killed after...
Let's go to the next one. Food
Forever
shortages.
Chemicals.
Yeah. Food shortages. All right, go ahead. Read that for me.
I don't know how we'll survive. The farmers facing ruin in America's Forever Chemicals crisis.
All right. It says, I don't know how we'll survive. This is going into the farmers. All right, go ahead and scroll down for me. All right, read that.
Songbirds Farm, 17 acres, holds Sandy Looms Fields, 3 greenhouses in cutover woods that comprise an idyllic setting near Maine's Central Coast. The small organic operation carved out a niche, growing heirlooms, grains, tomatoes, sweet garlic, cantaloupe, and other products that were sold to organic food stores or as part of a community-supported agricultural program.
Do me a favor, jump to but disaster, the third paragraph.
But disaster struck in December. The couple learned the farm's previous owner had decades earlier used PFAS-tainted sewage sludge or biosolids as fertilizers on songbirds' fields. Testing revealed their soil, drinking water, irrigation water, crops, chickens and blood were contaminated with high levels of toxic chemicals. The couple quickly recalled products, alerted customers, and suspended their operation, and have been left deeply fearful for their financial and physical well-being. This has flipped everything about our lives on its head, Nordell said. We haven't done a blood test on our kids yet, and that's the most terrifying part.
Okay, and it's devastating. It's devastating. So we're seeing things like this break out with the crops, with the farmers. I always reference this. We did a show a while back how you had certain farmers told to destroy their crops.
Right.
All right. So understand, it's the powers that be that are behind all of this. Do me a favor. I posted another clip with Biden. All right, post that one for me real quick. All right, all of this is by design. I just want to show you different angles of it. Post that.
Nothing more.
That's
the report. Right. With regard to food shortage, yes, we did talk about food shortages, and it's going to be real. The price of these sanctions is not just imposed upon.
Stop. He know he lying.
I know he's
he can
stumbling.
he know he lying. It don't got nothing to do with the sanctions, bro. They're trying to usher in this monetary system.
Right.
All right. They're bringing this on, like we always reference in Revelation 16. They're bringing forth the end. Somebody has to do it, and they're going to be the ones to carry it out.
Right.
All right. All of this is being brought forth. Now go to the next tab. I want to make sure we got enough time for the next segment. Food shortages. What you got? Come on.
And warn you about what's coming on a couple of things.
All right. So this was it Glenn Beck, right? Yes, white man Glenn Beck. All right. So this is from Why Food Shortages and Digital Dollars Are Coming to America. So it's by design. All of this is taking place, and they want to blame it on all of the sanctions with the situation in Russia.
Right.
Bro, America knew what Russia would do. They already knew that. All right. But this is part of their big plan. Okay. Play that for me.
On a couple of things. We are headed for a major food shortage all around the world, and we are not going to be left out of it. Because of the invasion by Russia in Ukraine, the global supply chains for food is going to cause a global crisis that will affect millions of people. Here's why it's going to affect us. The agricultural mayhem that's going to happen here in the United States is off the charts. First of all, Russia and Ukraine, and I don't know when they got this instead of us, but Russia and Ukraine is known as the breadbasket of the world. Wasn't that us?
So stop.
Wasn't that
So Glenn Beck, he realizes it. He's like, America's lost its steam. You understand?
Right.
And now other countries, they have the majority share when it comes to certain crops. Right. Like China has 70% of rice crops. So China is in favor of Russia.
Right.
Okay? Russia and Ukraine, they got the wheat.
Yep.
So if China, Russia, and Ukraine are not in agreement with America, just think about how that's going to impact American citizens here.
Right.
Okay? I want y'all to understand that this is taking place right now. And earlier I said it's part of their design. Nope. The Most High's put the spirit on them to carry this thing out.
Right.
You better read your Bible.
You got the timestamp, right? When it cut off? All right, go back to it.
Our farmers, when did we stop being the breadbasket of the world? Mm-hmm. Both countries are responsible for a quarter of the international wheat trade, a fifth of corn, and 12% of all calories traded globally. Look at what we're facing with cutting off 12.
Rewind that again.
Wheat trade, a fifth country are known as the breadbasket of the world.
Go ahead.
Wasn't that us? Wasn't that our farmers? When did we stop being the breadbasket of the world? Both countries are responsible for a quarter of the international wheat trade, a fifth of corn, and 12% of all calories traded globally. Look at what we're facing with cutting off 12%, or not even that.
Stop. So think about it. Cutting off 12% of 100, that's going to lead. You're good with math, right? What is that?
Uh-oh.
I'm just playing, man. It's 88. I just wanted to see if you was all right. All right, it's left with 88%. Now, if you cut that off, right there, you're going to feel that 12% drop off.
Right.
Now, if you add China into that whole 70% of the rice in the whole world, that's going to be serious chaos.
That's going to lead.
All right? And China is not happy with America right now.
Right.
We're going to get to that later on in today's class. Right. All right, let's go back to the video.
8% of our oil. Look at what's happening with gas prices.
See that? Wait, stop. 8%. So that means you got 92% left within the world to trade on. But just 8% is being effective, and we're already at an average of $4 off of 8%.
Damn.
So what are we going to see with these food prices? Food prices are going to continue to soar.
Right.
And the, I'm sorry, what is it called? The demand, no, not the demand is going to be there, but the supply is not going to be there. The supply is going to weaken over time. And it's not going to take that long, brothers and sisters. All right, go ahead.
If you think that's not coming with food, you're mistaken. One of the main things that we also get from Russia and Ukraine, not just food supplies around the rest of the world, but we have access to fertilizer. And fertilizer,
Going into what the video we just
Russia
watched
has
about
banned.
Farming.
Right.
Go ahead.
The exports of that. This is going to choke off our farmers. Our farmers in the South are now saying they can't get fertilizer. And they're stockpiling beef. They're stockpiling is the foods if they can get them. And they are looking at bad conditions for our own food.
That was the cutoff. So, hey, brothers and sisters, we got a segment coming up. Lord's will, you continue to watch the show. That's going to help us in these situations. Even though the prophets have been telling you and warning you for some times. But now, hey, enough's enough. We got to stop playing games, brothers and sisters. Now's the time to prepare. Give me that in Isaiah 65:13. I understand it ain't just going to be you didn't do nothing this whole time, and then in that day, you just get manna from heaven.
Right.
No.
Better
that's not how it's going to take place, brothers. We got to prepare now.
That's right.
All right, go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 13.
Come on.
Therefore thus saith the Lord God, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry.
It says, God's servant shall eat. The Israelites are God's servants, according to Leviticus 25:55.
Right.
Come on.
Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty.
The ye is the wicked that trusted in America, like Mr. Booker.
Right.
He think that America's got his back. America's going to turn away from you, black man, in that day. Come on.
Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed.
Ye shall be ashamed. But understand this. You know how the servants of the Lord is going to eat? Is because they're going to listen to the voice of the prophets who've been warning them.
That's right.
And they're going to take heed to that thing. All right? Hey, let's go to the next topic. Not topic, but next, tab. And let's wrap it up. Read that.
TheWashingtonTimes.com. NBC News runs professor's column comparing Leah Thomas to Jackie Robinson.
Bro, this is some disrespectful stuff, man. Nah, no, go back to the picture of that thing, bro. They saying, first and foremost, his name is not Leah.
Right.
That's number one. This is a transgender swimmer. And they're trying to compare transgender athletes to our brother Jackie Robinson.
Right.
All of the garbage he had to go through. You understand? They trying to compare this white, manly, whatever they want to call it, to him. What you got to say about that? Officer Sampson.
This word, it got to go.
It got to go.
That's why you
Better
seeing
say
all
it.
these missiles and things like that. Give me 2 Ezra 15 and 24. Because sin bring forth what? Death.
Right.
That's right.
It brings forth death. So the Most High God, he trying to wake who? The Israelites up, the so-called blessed Spanish Native American, to get off around this sin. Read.
And get away from Chuck over there.
Get away from Chuck.
Or Larry. That's Larry.
Larry.
What's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? Let me see.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 24. Woe to them that sin.
Woe mean destruction to them that sin. Read.
And keep not my commandments.
And do what?
Keep not my commandments.
You gonna get destroyed if you don't keep the Most High God commandments.
Right.
That's why we come out here every week to try to wake our people up. Read on.
Saith the Lord.
Says who?
Saith the Lord.
So says the Lord, the transgender, guess what? Race is going to get destroyed.
Hey, stop saying the spirit.
They won't.
They ain't no race. You stay in the spirit.
Hell no.
The transgenders, they are going to get destroyed. I'm with you on that.
Transformers.
Sheesh.
Transformers.
Hey, but nah, man, that's some disrespectful stuff right there. That just shows you a black man's worth in this godforsaken place called America, bro.
Right.
You had some, Officer Elijah?
Yeah. See, that comparison ain't even fair because Jackie Robinson had to go against a league that was against him. Everything he did, they found ways to say something negative about him. Whereas he's going in a competition where he has the advantage. Give me that in Isaiah 5 and 20. Because we're witnessing, the Bible says in the end days that the man of perdition must be exposed. So we're witnessing the evil of Esau. He can't hide it no more with the internet and TV now.
No, you damn right you can't hide it.
Right.
You got a 7-footer and a damn bathing suit. You can't hide that.
Shoulders big as shit, man.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 20.
Read.
Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
That's exactly what we're witnessing happen right here. Dave Chappelle did a joke and said, so all of y'all that's doing this LGBT fight stuff, he said, what'll happen if LeBron change over and go to the WNBA? So you got to think about that. So that's foolishness and that's wickedness.
Hey, let's do the rundown real quick. Go to the rest of the articles. And then we might have to skip the weather again. I'll save the weather, but go to the rest of those articles real quick, and then we'll go to the next segment.
YahooNews.com. Utah governor vetoes bill banning trans girl in schools. School sports.
Hey, yeah, that's actually a good thing. This goes with DeSantis. Play DeSantis' video. Hey, don't get it twisted. We don't support DeSantis at all, but he did bring something out on this little video right here.
We'll say something.
Yeah.
Last year, we signed a bill to ensure fairness in women's athletics. We thought it was very important that young girls and women athletes in the state of Florida had the ability to work hard, to realize their dreams, and to compete fairly, whether it's in swimming, whether it's in track and field, you name it. And that's something that was really meaningful to a lot of people in Florida, particularly people like me who are parents of young girls. So that's something that was really important, and we're glad we did that. If you look at what the NCAA has done...
And stop, remember, they always do this. They always like to play against each other to captivate the hearts of you blacks and Hispanics, Native Americans, to make you think that there's a such thing as good Edomites. No, this is all by design, but play the clip.
Allowing basically men to compete in women's athletics.
Just say it. It is a man. Don't say basically a man. It is a man. Go ahead.
The #1 woman who finished was from Sarasota, Emin Wyant. She won the silver medal. She's been an absolute superstar her whole career. She trains... I mean, to compete at that level is very, very difficult, and you don't just roll out of bed and do it. That takes grit. That takes determination, and she's been an absolute superstar, and she had the fastest time of any woman in college athletics. Now, the NCAA is basically taking efforts to destroy women's athletics. They're trying to undermine the integrity of the competition, and they're crowning somebody else the woman's champion. And we think that's wrong.
Stop.
And so,
hey, you know what the crazy thing is? The dude, Chuck, what do we call him? Chuck or Larry? Chuck, Larry. Larry. The dude was 426 in men's competition.
Right. He was
But when he put on a woman's bathing suit, he's now number one.
What the hell?
All right, this will show you the foolishness, man. Hey, do me a favor. Let's do the weather, but let's just play what took place in Texas and New Orleans this week. So, hey, this is the weather brought to you by Writings on the Wall.
That's
Go ahead.
Right. World Weather Report on dangerous weather is happening in the world.
Well, all right. Let's go into the weather. What you got,
That's a
Dave?
hell of an intro right there. All right, a 7.3 magnitude earthquake happened on this week right off the coast of Japan. Fukushima.
Yeah, see, they don't. See, go to the other one. Go to the next one. It's okay. It's okay, David, because I
don't speak Japanese.
Yeah. Let's go to the next one, please. Do we have the video? Yeah, play the video one. I want that. Then we can read the article. This took place in Texas.
Right.
All right, play that.
A tornado happened in Texas this week, which was chasing shoppers of Walmart into the local store. You see how terrifying the Lord can be.
Oh my God, a car! Run! 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 Run!
All right, so you can pause that. So we see that the Lord is visiting the earth with his plagues, his earthquakes, his tornadoes. Scripture called it the whirlwind. Right. So we see the Most High definitely visiting the earth. So yeah, here at Writings on the Wall, we want to make sure to keep y'all up to date with the different occurrences that are breaking out across the globe.
Right.
All right. Hey, we got a new segment.
Bring it
We got
out.
an even new segment, and we got some special guests that we about to bring onto the show. So hey, go ahead and get us going, Officer Hezekiah. Do your thing, man. Well, all right.
All right.
Woo. All right.
You gotta love IT.
So, where are they at?
Lord have mercy.
Why is he shaking his head? Why they always do that? They be like, oh, shaking my head. Where are they at?
We've been getting ready all week.
Any
but-
day.
All right.
Oh.
Samson, you want to say something? You could talk. Go ahead.
Yes. I tell you, you see, we're going over the
You about to bring out some precepts about IT?
Right. But yeah, we got to realize that the day and time that we're living in, that we must prepare, and that's why this show is very important. So we must prepare. So you ready?
Oh, you thumbs up? Okay, go ahead, IT. Bring on a special guest. Go ahead. Hey, shalom. Hey, shalom. Officers, Most High in Christ bless.
Praise.
Hey, we got Truth Be Told on Writings on the Wall today.
Oh, praise to the Most High.
Welcome to the show. Can y'all hear us over there? They can't hear us.
Oh, can they hear us?
I don't think they can hear us.
You gotta love IT, DC. I'm sorry.
I don't think they can
Shalom,
hear us.
can y'all hear us?
Okay, hey, shalom, DC. Most High in Christ bless. Welcome to the show.
Shalom.
Y'all want to introduce yourself? Y'all look stage frightened for some reason.
Oh, we can't hear.
I don't think they can hear us. I don't think they can hear us.
They can't.
No, they can't. They can't. IT, ladies and gentlemen.
You got to send our prayers for them.
IT, don't fix the problem so they can hear us.
Uh-oh, there they go. Don't
Better
fix
say
this.
it.
Well, this is a new segment called Preppers Convos, where we'll have special guests from time to time to discuss different topics and different tips for preppers. So we got on the leadership from IUIC DC on today's show.
Hey, shalom, fam.
Hey, shalom. So y'all can hear us good now, right?
Nope.
No,
It's
they
a delay.
cannot hear us.
Damn.
Okay. Could somebody get on the phone maybe and see what's going on here? Woo. Okay, Officer Sampson, you were about to bring something out. Bring that thing out.
Let me get
Better say it.
Matthew chapter 24.
Say that, then.
Let's go at 7. Because it will prophesy that there are going to be wars, pestilence,
Right.
food shortage already. So let's get that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 7.
Uh-huh.
For nation shall rise against
You
nation.
seeing that nation rise against nation. You see Ukraine, you see Russia, Iran, them. They going against each other. Read.
And kingdom against kingdom.
Uh-huh.
And there shall be famines.
Should be what?
There shall be famines.
Y'all see the famine is coming. The famine is coming. That's what we've been going over. So we must prepare, like our leadership been telling us over the years. Read.
And pestilences. And pestilences.
Yes, we all going to get like sick and stuff like that. So those things are gonna come. Read on.
And earthquakes in diverse places.
And we just went over the tornadoes and earthquakes.
Right.
So these things is prophesied in the Bible.
Right.
These things are prophesied in the Bible. That was it.
Hey, do me a favor. Let's go to topic number 2. Topic number 2. IT strikes again.
Hey.
War diffusion.
All right. Hey, read that first article, America's Fallen. Read that for me. Let's pull that up, IT.
He said the first article.
Hey, pray for IT, brothers and sisters.
Yeah. Read that. Read it.
The most powerful country in the world is falling so fast that it makes you rethink what are the real reasons.
Right. This is somebody's post, social media post. What did it say? At Naib Bakil, something like that. Go ahead.
Something so big and powerful can't be destroyed so quickly unless the enemy comes from within.
It says, unless the enemy comes from within. Hey, don't get it twisted. The sleeper cells are here, but America's their own worst enemy, too.
Right.
Understand that. Hey, let's go back to Jim Crow Joe, man. This is the reason right here. Play Jim Crow Joe's clip. Play that. This is why they falling right here.
is this?
Nothing more to report. With regard to food shortage, yes, we did
Gosh,
talk
not
about
that
food
one.
shortages.
Is that what's on the list? Oh gosh.
It's a no.
IT, man.
Come on, IT.
We're not going to talk about the Rust Belt anymore. We're going to talk about new expanded manufacturing capacity in the middle Atlantic, in the Midwest.
So funny.
Hey, that right there, that's why America's falling. That's part of it right there. When it comes to weak leadership, all the other nations, they don't take you serious anymore, bro. When you got a weak leader like Joe Biden, that shows you that your country is very weak and it's on decay. Give me that one in Daniel 4 and 17. All right, just to show you, that's the Spirit of the Lord allowing him to be set up as a president of the United States.
Right.
Read that.
The book of Daniel, chapter 4 and verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and demanded by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will.
Come on.
And setteth up over it the basest of men.
The basis of men. And that's what we see with Jim Crow Joe, President Biden. We see one of the most basest Edomites ever to ever have that platform.
Right.
And he's making America a spectacle to the world.
Right.
Better said.
All right. IT, did we ever get DC on? Did we ever get them on, or is that cut? Y'all, okay. You know the show's almost over. Let me just let you know that. All right, so let's deal with China. We mentioned China early in today's class, right?
Yes,
in
sir.
today's show. Let's go to the topic on China.
This is AlJazeera.com. U.S. hits Chinese officials with travel bans over repressive acts.
Read that again. I'm sorry.
U.S. hits Chinese officials with travel bans over repressive acts.
All right, read some of that.
The United States President Joe Biden's administration is imposing travel bans on Chinese officials, whom it accuses of repressing, as well as other ethnic and religious minorities.
Go ahead. That's crazy as hell that United States has some nerve to put sanctions or put bans on China for something they've been doing since the foundation of this country.
That is ridiculous.
Makes no sense.
Hypocrites. Go ahead.
Said, go ahead, IT. Come on now.
IT.
Hey, don't fall off the tracks. Nah,
Go ahead.
The U.S. State Department announced on Monday that it is barring the officials from traveling to the U.S. because of their involvement in repressive acts, and cracks down on freedoms of speech in religion in China and abroad.
Wow. Last time I checked, every time we bring out the truth on YouTube, our page gets a strike.
Bring it out.
Every time we say something about certain thing, I gotta watch what I say, because there's no such thing as freedom of speech.
Right.
Hypocrites, man. Hey, we got DC back.
DC back.
Hey, Officer Matt, can you hear me though? That's the thing.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Oh,
praise.
Wow. Shouts out to IT nationwide.
That's
IT
right.
nationwide. All praise to the both sides. Hey, all praises. Y'all got a chance to make today's show. So yeah, this is our new segment. Definitely had an opportunity to speak with these men probably a month ago. I traveled up to D.C. and Officer Matthew, Officer Phineas, and the crew had some very good insight about tips that I thought would be beneficial to share with the nation. So they're the first brothers I thought of when it comes to this segment, Preppers Convos. So welcome to the show once again, and kind of just want to dive into a few things, but I'll give you a chance to introduce yourselves and some of the information that you'll be bringing out, Officer. It's on you.
Yes, sir. I'm Officer Matthew, IUIC DC.
Officer Phineas.
Officer Mendel.
Officer Micah.
And the topics that we're going to be covering, as you brought out on the show, dealing with the food shortages. We're going to touch on a little bit of health, dealing with antibiotics, the coming blackouts that they're talking about, and food storage. So we got a couple of items up here on the stage just to give some illustration for the people.
All right, so I'll let you dive into it. Actually, tell you what, when it comes to the antibiotics, what type of information can you share with the viewers out there? I'll start right there.
All right, so the antibiotics, you want to look at colloidal silver. That's a real good thing, and silver's been used for centuries. That's why when you read, they always ate off of silverware because of its natural antibiotic properties. That's actually how they used to stow milk back in the day. They would drop a silver nugget inside a container, and it keeps the milk from spoiling. So that's why they always ate off of silverware, because it's antibacterial, viral, fungal. Also honey, not this honey you get from the store, but if you know like a local beekeeper, honey is an excellent antibiotic as well. Natural antibiotics, we're not promoting pharmaceutical, but natural antibiotics, a good one again is honey and colloidal silver.
And not that honey that you buy at the grocery stores, which is mostly sugar.
No. Yeah, that's all sugar. That's garbage. That's garbage. You got to get a local beekeeper, and they grow or they have a harvest honey. That's the stuff you want to get, the raw, unfiltered honey. It's good for putting on burns, cuts, scrapes. That's the stuff that's really good, and it stores basically forever. And if you get the honeycomb you can actually eat the honey off the honeycomb, and the honeycomb is a natural gum. If you actually chewed real honeycomb, it turns into gum when you start chewing it.
Well, look at that. So, dealing with the antibiotics and the natural medicines and things of that nature, want to paint a scenario for you. What about infections? Let's just say you may be on the move, your leg gets cut, gets sliced. The worst case scenario is that could just be a common cut, but if you don't take care of it properly, disease could come from that, and you may have to amputate the leg. I don't want to catch you off guard or anything of that nature, but, if you had something on that in regards to antibiotics, what would you recommend in that type of situation, officer?
Well, depending on how extreme the situation is, another good source is like vodka, your white, like vodka, down south moonshine. Those are good to put on a wound in an emergency situation when you get cut, because if we're talking about a breakdown in society, those luxuries that we have going to the hospital and doctor, those things could very well be out of the window.
Right.
Where you have to be able to deal with your own wounds. So, you got peroxide, like I said, vodka, your liquors that you see, they put that stuff in the movie, but in the event of a cut, the first thing you want to do is get it washed out. And then just being more circumspect, considering that we're not going to have access to the sophisticated medical procedures, like if you get a rusty nail in your hand and things like that. So, being self-aware in that day is going to be high priority as well, to minimize getting cut and gashes and wounds of that nature.
Excellent. So I know you also mentioned blackouts. A lot of us, for the most part, we're used to being on the grid, used to depending on, water, sewage, electricity from our local governments and establishments. So if you could go into that, just think, with these food shortages, being low on resources and things of that nature, the troubles to come, they could easily just cut out the lights, right? So I kind of want you to dive into that, if you don't mind.
Cap, it's funny that you bring that up. We were just talking about it. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Klaus Schwab. He's the head of the World Economic Forum, but he's an Edomite that had predicted the pandemic that we're in now magically right before it happened. So now he's actually out there predicting power outages. So we got a short clip that we can play real quick just with him talking about it. So we'll put that on real quick.
I'm kind of scared, Officer Mendel. You know how IT gets down. Is that going to be too much, IT?
We got it over here.
Okay, y'all got. All right, play that. Okay.
All right, come on, IT.
We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack. To use the COVID-19 crisis as a timely opportunity to reflect on the lessons the cybersecurity community can draw and improve our preparedness for a potential.
So basically, Cap, what he's doing is he's just warning you of the next thing that they plan on doing. That's how they put it out there. They'll put it out there like this just going to happen by chance. And we all know that it's planned. So a couple things that we got here that, because things like cell phones, recharging your cell phone or flashlights, those things are going to be critical. So we have a couple items here. One is this solar charger right here that you can use. It has solar panels built onto it. You can use it as USB ports and everything out the back so that you can recharge your phones and different things like that. And also it's a flashlight built into it. So that's one thing, that's one item here that you can use here. We also have another item here, the solar film that you can recharge. This is basically for like recharging cell phones and things like that. There are also a variety of bigger, larger solar generators that, you know, I would recommend if you're able to get it, you try to get a solar generator so that you can recharge, you know, like I said, flashlight batteries, you know, like get rechargeable flashlights, those type of things that are going to be critical, you know. Yeah, there we go. We got some images right there. So there's a variety of them out there, anywhere from a couple $100 up to $2,000 or $3,000, depending on what your budget is. But as you see, they got the 120 volt outlets built into them. They have jacks for your cell phones. So there's a lot of different options you got there. And then if you lose power completely, we recommend, candles. This is a simple candle that we got from the dollar store. This is a 100-hour candle right here that you could use. So these things are, it's a lot of different options you got there, but those are just a few.
Excellent. Did you have something else, Officer Matthew, before we go to the next?
We got a hand crank radio as well that functions and it works off solar. So they have these things on YouTube, but if they're talking about an extended power outages, you got to reevaluate what you're doing because even just what we're going to get into food storage, because you're talking about your refrigerators and freezers are going bad. So this ties right into food storage, and Officer Phineas actually has some really good things.
The hand crank radio is actually really good because not only does it charge via solar, it also charges via USB, and you can hand crank it. So that means you can actually use this thing to charge your cell phone. And one of the good things about it is it has the NOAA notifications. So you want communication. You want to know what's going on in your area. So it gives you it has the weather. It has any announcements that they reporting out. This is a must-have item. You don't have to get this particular one, but you want to get something that functions just like it, because communication will fall. It will, if the power goes out, communication's gone. So you need some type of, you need to know what's going on. Like even when they even said, well, like when there's certain hurricanes and storms, they'll actually give out food, but people won't know because they'll put it out on the radio, but they don't have no communication to hear that food's being given out. So you want to get something like that. Is really critical. Also, don't forget about your flashlights. This one right here is a solar power rechargeable flashlight. So this is just to give you an idea of flashlights that they can be recharged via solar panel or via USB. So it's all electronic. And then, of course, our classic flashlights with batteries. But remember, if you do that, you need to also prepare for and store up batteries. So it's a meme. It's called Items to be Packed in an Emergency. See if y'all can pull that up real quick. So this meme just gives you a general idea of things that you should start stocking up. Y'all got it? Pull it up. All right. So as you can see, you got your first aid.
Hey, blow it up for us, IT. It's real small. Blow that up for us, please.
Blow it up. Zoom in. Yeah, there you go. Zoom in. There we go.
All right, good.
And we'll scroll down. So, first aid, communication, safety gear. Scroll down some. Clothing, hygiene. These are just some general things to give you ideas of what you need to start prepping for. Food and water. And extra items that they suggest. And a lot of this stuff is actually suggested by the EPA that you always have on hand.
Hey, Officer Phineas, we got a call. Yeah, we'll take the call. Shalom, caller. What's your question or your comment?
Shalom. How are you? I just wanted to share some information. I'm watching you live, but I think I'm behind you guys. but I wanted to share some information. There is a set of doctors who have emergency preparedness antibiotics. You can call them. They'll do a online interview with you, and then they'll write you a prescription for antibiotics for preparedness purposes.
Do me a favor, sis. Could you post our email address, officer? So we're going to post our email address real quick, sis. And if you don't mind, it's wotw@israelunite.org. And if you don't mind, if you could send some of that information to the email, that'll be much appreciated, okay?
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, thank you for calling in, sis.
I'm sorry, can I just double check? wotw@israelunite.org.
That is correct.
Okay, I'll do that.
Thank you.
Okay, shalom. Thank you.
Shalom, shalom.
Bye-bye.
All right, back to you, Officer Phineas.
Okay, all praise. Yeah, that's real good, sis, because that goes right into the category of first aid.
Right, and
you
also
want to have that.
Fish antibiotics as well. So, more information, y'all email for that, but I don't want to go discussing too hard on that because I don't want to get the medical, what do they call it?
The
strike or something.
Yeah.
And really quick, for the sake of time, and don't forget, it's not going to be the last time you're featured on the show, of course. Let's dive into food prep. Those deep freezers, those refrigerators. We're not going to be able to store food in those if we have a blackout, like you mentioned earlier. So if you don't mind, if you can go over in the next 5 minutes some tips on how to store food properly.
Okay, all praises. All right, so food, like Captain said, you're not going to have refrigerators, so you're going to have to do dry goods, like rice, beans, pastas, oats. A lot of this stuff is recommended by IUIC's National Pantry Team. So, a lot of the schools have been prepping for this, but, we have to take it serious. So here is a Mylar bag. With Mylar bags, you want to make sure that you get 5 mil as far as the thickness of the plastic or greater. Smaller than 5 mils too thin. The bag can easily be punctured. So one way to test is if you put a flashlight in the bag, if you can see you can see the light through it, it's too thin. And also, this is a way that you can test for punctures if it has holes. So this bag right here, I think is 5 mil, 7 mil. So what we did was we already put some rice in it already. What we'll do is we will use a hair straightener or an iron, one or the other. You want to make sure that the bag is flush, push out as much air as possible.
We got another caller really quick, and we'll wrap up this segment. Hey, shalom, caller. What's your question or your comment?
Shalom, Most High in Christ bless. My name is Sakina, and I'm attending the Grand Rapids School.
Okay, what's your question or your comment, sis? What you got?
Oh, my comment was just like, I think the name of the plant is plantain. It's a plant that draw detox through the skin. It's really a good one. Like, you could find it anywhere. And also, I was just thinking that it's very important for our people to know that they need to learn how to eat from the earth, like herbs and stuff that is available to us. If we don't have a food source, we need to learn how to eat from those plants.
Excellent, excellent. Growing our own food is definitely recommended as we approach these last days. Thank you for calling in, sis, okay?
Yeah, it was like dandelion, things that we don't have to grow, that God already made for us. So, it's a lot of things that we can eat without having to do that.
Okay, all praises.
But thank you.
Thank you,
all
sis.
Praises. Most High in Christ bless.
Most High in Christ bless you, my sister. Go ahead and going back to you, Officer Phineas. We got about 2 more minutes on this segment.
All right, yes, sir. So yeah, you want to make sure that you use a straight hair iron it's easier either that or you can use a regular clothing iron to completely seal the bag. You want to make sure that you have a complete seal. You drop the oxygen absorber into the bag And what will happen is the absorber will suck out all of the oxygen. One of the other ways that you can also do is you can put bay leaves in the bags. Bay leaves is a deterrent for like pests. But when you put the oxygen absorber in there, it will create an environment within the bag where any pests that may be in the rice as it's produced will not survive. Typically, it'll look like this once it's completely absorbed. This is a bag of beans.
Right, and bring up the images of those cans, because the sister called in and talked about growing food. You still want to be able to store your food. So we got a couple of images of, we got sisters here that are canning things that they're growing or they're prepping.
So you can can salsa. You can make your own jams, your own jellies. So that's salsa right there. Go to the next picture. Next picture.
It's IT. Don't worry.
Next picture.
we understand.
That's mango jams, mango salsa. Next picture. So that's rendered beef fat. So to store your own butter, if you have any fat from beef or chicken, you can cook it all the way down. You can store your own beef fat to use for cooking purposes, or that might be a lotion purpose too. Whatever your moisturizer purpose, you might need it. That's jam right there again too. And when you can your own foods at home, it's about a minimum of 2 year shelf life when you do your own canning in those mason jars.
Excellent.
If you're buying I'm sorry, Kat?
No, go ahead.
Okay. If you're buying canned food from the grocery stores, those have an exponential 5, 10, 15, sometimes 20 plus years, depending what you're getting. As long as they're stored in a cool environment, not too much heat, and make sure they're not getting punctured.
Right, and another thing about cans, y'all might have some cans out there that the expiration date might be passed, but in order to test the can, if you get a can, and long as it doesn't have any air, it doesn't, you can't move, or you know when you open up a Lipton tea bottle, when you hit it, the top goes up and down.
Yep.
If you got a canned food like tuna that does that, it's bad. It's botulism in there. But long as it's air and still tight, that canned food lasts for some time. So that's another way that you know about how you can tell a good can from a bad can. If it's swollen, it's got a dent in it, and it's got air in there, you'll be able to press the lid on there up and down. That lets you know that that item is no longer sealed. And if it's a can, more than likely, botulism is in there. And if you eat it, it's literally 100% fatal.
Woo. Hey, I hope, all praise to the Most High that we got this opportunity to discuss these things. And Lord willing, it's not the last time, okay? So Lord's will life lasts, and we'll do this segment probably every other week or once a month, the Preppers Convos. But I want to thank DC for visiting us today.
Oh, praise.
We appreciate it. We appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.
All praise to the Most High. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get ready to wrap up today's show. Let's go back to topic 2, see what we can touch before we end. Pull that back up for me. So we already went over China and U.S. tensions. Let's go to U.S. ties to the Middle East, and we'll end right there. U.S. ties to the Middle East. And, of course, you got Ukraine still being racist. You still got our people still over there. So, yeah, let's pull up this last topic right here, and then we'll end.
This is AlJazeera.com. Russia-Ukraine war shows cracks in U.S. ties to Middle East allies.
Hey, exit out of that red thing. I think that's okay. All right. It says Russia-Ukraine war shows cracks in U.S. ties to Middle East allies. All right, go ahead.
With Russia's invasion of Ukraine dominating discussions around the world, the Biden administration has been promoting global unity against what it calls Russian President Vladimir Putin's war of choice. But despite those efforts, the conflict has highlighted cracks in some of the United States' most prominent alliances in the Middle East, notably with the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia.
Right. All right. So you see Saudi Arabia, they're distancing themselves from America as of late, the UAE. So what are we seeing in these last days? I'm not going to get the opportunity to go deep into it, but we're seeing prophecy being unfolding, but right before our eyes.
Right.
That's the Arabians turning away, and they're going to unite. They're going to turn away from America, and they're going to unite as one.
Right.
All right. So all praise to the Most High, man. We got a chance to go over a few things, but I really want the viewers out there to take heed when it comes to the prepper convos, the warning about food shortages, and what's going to be taking place very, very, very soon. So make sure you are taking the proper precautions and making sure that you, your families, and your brothers and sisters are good. Don't be selfish.
Right.
You understand? Because what a lot of people are going to do, you're going to see the true character and the true spirit of brothers and sisters in these last days.
Right. Better said.
They're going to look out for themselves and turn away from their brothers and sisters. But think about it. Think about it. If you want to roll like that, who's going to help you when you need something?
Bring it out.
Right.
Okay, so let's make sure as we prepare that we're looking out for not just your household, but looking out for others as well. Okay?
That's right.
All right. So, hey, this has been another week, been another show of the Writings on the Wall radio show. All praise to the Most High. But before we go, we got to decide today's winner. This has never happened before, so I'm about to throw a curveball at you.
Watch out, Israel.
So today's winners would be Officer Obadiah and Officer Elijah. All praise to the Most High, man. But hey, once again, it's the Writings on the Wall radio show. To my right,
Officer Obadiah.
Shalom, Israel. Officer Elijah.
Officer Sampson.
All right, Israel. I'm Officer David. Shalom.
All right. And this has been another episode of Writings on the Wall. This has been presented by Israel United in Christ. I went fast on that one, right? All right, and with that, we say shalom.
Shalom, Israel.